Unprecedented warning from the Centers for Disease Control advising pregnant women and their partners to stay clear of Wynwood, north of downtown Miami. Pest control workers there working to protect residents now that 10 more people have tested positive for the Zika virus after being bitten by local mosquitoes. The CDC says it is the first time the agency has warned people not to travel to a U.S. neighborhood for fear of catching an infectious disease.
And now many are hoping the Zika warning won't scare away potential travelers to other parts of Florida. Tarek's taking a closer look at the state's response to the virus. Joy is checking on the risk here locally, but we begin with Channel 4's Ethan Calloway, who has been looking into how some local hotels and promoters of tourism are responding. Ethan.
Mary, they tell me the best thing they can do right now is really arm those people with information and tips, simple tips, even like using mosquito repellent to protect yourself. But there's even more they're doing, some things you may not even see to protect those visitors. It's not hard to see the appeal of Florida's historic coast. Tourists flock here every year for a number of reasons, spending money and creating jobs. But the increasing risk of the Zika virus has some tourism officials worried.
Well, anytime there's anything that creates a perception that travel to Florida, and our part of Florida in particular, is going to be a problem, we're very concerned.
Richard Goldman says that concern is tempered with cautious optimism, at least for now. Goldman is with the St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, and the beach's Visitors and Convention Bureau. He tells us mosquito control is working to get ahead of the curve when it comes to fighting the virus.
One of the things they began was an outreach several months ago talking to our attractions and our hoteliers, letting them know how they can do some things to avoid mosquito larvae breeding and that sort of thing.
With Governor Rick Scott's announcement that a record 105 million tourists visited Florida in 2015 alone, people like Goldman want to maintain that momentum. He says right now, those visiting the area don't seem all that concerned, and he hopes they won't have any reason to be anytime soon.
I'm confident, at least for now, that our visitors are also not terribly concerned. But should they, and they let us know through those questions, we'll respond with clear information for them.
And Goldman did tell me he makes sure to keep those visitors up to date on the latest information on Zika. He also says he reiterated what we already know, which is Miami-Dade County remains the hardest hit part of the state of Florida right now. Reporting live tonight, Ethan Calloway, Channel 4, the local station.
With these 10 new Zika cases transmitted by mosquitoes in one Miami-Dade neighborhood, as we said at the top of the news, there is now a more specific warning from the government for pregnant women. Don't go there. The warning is also for women who are trying to conceive. Joy is joining us now with a look at the Zika risks in our area. Joy?
Tom, we spoke with Anastasia Mosquito Control in St. Augustine, where experts do believe Zika could make its way here, but not because they think the mosquitoes carrying Zika will migrate to North Florida and southeast Georgia. The concern is people. The 10 new Zika cases transmitted in Miami-Dade County have Governor Scott asking the CDC to activate its emergency response team to help the state health department battle the problem that's proving to be very elusive.
Only about 1 in 5 cases develop symptoms, which has always been one of our concerns. 80% of the cases aren't going to be exhibiting symptoms.
Christopher Bibbs, an education specialist with Anastasia Mosquito Control in St. Johns County, says because of that, many of the new cases in Miami may have never been found.
The reason they found them is because when a locally transmitted case occurs, they do these kind of semi-voluntary door-to-door exercises where they're going door-to-door. You're in the affected area. Please, we would like to test you. Allow us to test you. That is how they found these cases.
Government health officials are warning pregnant women like local mom-to-be Alexis Tubal to avoid Zika-stricken areas, including the Wynwood Arts District of Miami, where experts believe active transmissions are occurring in Florida. Tubal, who's 7 months pregnant, isn't taking chances.
Something that you have to kind of keep up on. You have to make sure you're putting on bug spray and just kind of be diligent with it and make sure that you're taking precautions because it can affect you no matter how far along you are.
Bibbs says St. Johns County is prepared, even brainstorming with the Emergency Operations Center and other organizations in the event of a local Zika outbreak. Jacksonville's head of mosquito control says the increased number of cases is a reminder for everyone to stay cautious and aware so they can protect their families.
This particular mosquito only needs a very minute amount of water, a tablespoon of water, and they can breed. And they tend to stay very, very close to where they come off, and they're urban breeders. So they're looking for places around houses where you have we have drains, you have buckets, you have tarps holding water.
That was John Shellhorn with Jacksonville Mosquito Control. A reminder, the most important thing to do to ward off Zika is to wear mosquito repellent. Long sleeves if need be. And interestingly, a reminder, this type of mosquito that carries Zika, it travels in the day. So you need to protect yourself all day, not just during dawn and dusk. Mary?